you go for it. So I just wanted to say that when I wrote this, I didn't know where I was going today. I did not know that I was going up that switchback, narrow, winding road all the way to the top of the mountain. Because my speech said, I always knew I was uncomfortable with heights. But I didn't really know how until one day, many years ago, when Michelle's daddy and I drove through Washington State, and a side trip took us up the side of Mount Rainier to the visitor center at sunrise. Tom, Michelle's daddy, and I were enjoying being in the driver's seat as we zigzagged up the narrow, winding road, sheer rock on one side and a sheer drop on the other. And I was just frozen in fright. I was a huddled mass of jelly on the floor of the passenger seat of the car, crying, tears streaming down my eyes, begging my husband to not take his eyes off the road. Please keep your hands on the steering wheel, please. But finally, we did make it. We got to the top, but I was frozen in fright. I visualized in crystal clarity our car careening off the side of the cliff. But we did make it unscathed to the top, obviously. And then we stood together on the overlook, enjoying the magnificent views, and that was our reward. That was my reward for facing that fear. And he said I was brave, and he said he was proud that I had met and conquered that fear. And then in a supreme gesture of trust and support, he let me drive back down the mountain.
Oh my God. Were you on the floor?
Nice.
When you were driving back?
I was not on the floor while I was driving,
You
but he was.
Oh yeah.
And although, as I said, Tom was most likely frozen in fright at this, he did not utter one disparaging word to me at all. He never made me feel like I was a coward, like I was an idiot. He made me feel good about myself. And as a mother, every mother wants her daughter to have a man like that.
Oh.
So, recently, during our trip to Mexico, Michelle, Kent, Davin, and I went on a lovely day trip to find a fabled canyon which was famous for its beautiful deep green lagoon. And I was really excited about going to this lagoon and, maybe even swimming in the water like they did in the movies. And I thought that would be really lovely, and so we drove, and I was looking forward to the spectacular setting that I knew was there. And then we had to hike along this dusty trail leading through the oleander shrubs that were just hitting me in the face, and going down this dusty trail from the little thatched roof visitor center. And then we got down through the rocky path, and oh no, the path led to a steep, narrow, winding staircase hewn into the cliffside. And I was expected to navigate down this narrow, rocky staircase. Now remember, I told you I was a huddled jelly mass. Well, once again I felt paralyzed, as I said, and frozen in fear, and I just sat down on the step. I was unable to move, either up or down, remember? I couldn't breathe. I really couldn't. the tears streamed down my face. I had never felt like this before. And I looked down at the abyss and I said, I'm supposed to go down there? And suddenly, everybody was surrounding me. And Michelle and Kent and Davin, they were surrounding me. They were encouraging me. They were holding me. They were loving me. They were saying, you can do it. They egged me on. They said, yes, you can. But then somehow, Kent was there in front of me. He was the one that took a hold of my hand. He's the one that climbed backwards down the rocky staircase while I slid on my derriere from step to step down the staircase, all the way down, switch back, crying. He was holding my hand and he was saying, you can do it. And I felt his strength and I held on to him and he gave me the courage to do it. And any mother would want her daughter to have a man like that. And so, what I want to say to you is that I wish you a long and happy life together, where you'll be each other's cheering section, each other's support group, and each other's best friend. And I know what that's like to